Seminole State family. Welcome to Research Rally Live. We are faculty librarians at Seminole State College of Florida. I'm Nicole.
I'm Jason.
And we can't hear Ross because he doesn't have a mic.
There it is.
We want to spend the next 30 minutes doing research with you. We're about to search, sift, sort, and suss our way through several sources. As always, we want to hear from you in the chat, especially if you have a research question. But before we get into that, let's find out what's going on at Seminole State College this coming week. And for that, we have a very special guest, Miss Andrea. Hey, Miss Andrea.
Hey, everyone.
Oh,
that's Mr. Jason. Hi.
Wrong Miss Andrea.
Right. So this week coming up is all about books. It's Banned Books Week next week. So the libraries will all be doing certain things. Altamont Library has got banned books bingo and trivia on Monday night. Here at SLM, we're going to have blind date with a banned book. So there'll be a display. You can come pick up a book, and the only thing that'll be listed on there is why it was challenged or banned, and you can take that home and read it. We also have on Wednesday next week, I know I'm getting a little ahead, but it happens during the day before this program. So next Wednesday's Lunchbrary is going to be Fight for Your Right to Vote, Read, and Paint. So reading, as far as Banned Books Week goes, we have Banned Books Trivia going on there as well. And then voting, we'll have Chris Anderson, the Supervisor of Elections Office, coming by talking about voting. And if all of that is stressing you out a lot, then you could go to the ASC and hang out in the new Zen Den. And some DSS activities going on, Brain Tap, and some mindfulness activities happening in the Zen Den next week on Monday and Thursday. So lots going on, as always, on campus. That's what's happening.
Okay, and we can see that on Raider Connect. We also can see it on We Are So Followable on IG and FB at Seminole State. Wait, that's the wrong one. That is the wrong one.
That's it?
It's Nerdbird. Where's Nerdbird?
Oh, no.
There we go.
There you
go. Followable at Nerdbird on IG, or Nerdbird SSC. So thank you, Andrea.
All right. Have a good day.
Bye.
See ya. Make sure in the chat to put your name, put your IDS professor's name, and we're going to give you credit at the end of this session. And we see Marco in the background. Oh, we have a live
Marco
shot. This is the Information Services Desk at the Sanford Lake Mary campus.
It's the live feed, and we have Maha tucked away because Maha is our librarian in training here at Seminole State College. She has worked for the college, for the library, for several years, and she's currently getting her master's in library science, so she's joining us. And we got Ross on the feed. We get to watch him be a busy librarian. Okay, he's at the desk. It's busy. People are asking questions. He's busy. He doesn't have a mic. We can't hear what he's saying. We might be able to ask him some questions and get some head nods, so we'll work it in as we can.
Put your mime classes to work, Ross. Mime it up.
Yeah.
There it is. Oh, he's in a box. He's in a glass box.
All right, so we have, Cheyenne. So we got some students shouting out their professors in the chat. Thanks so much. So
yeah, we'll be asking you some questions as well. And then in the chat, make sure to participate and give us your feedback and share your opinions. And what are we talking about, Nicole? Love languages? Are they scientific?
Well, yeah, we're going to need some help with some ideas today, I think, for sure. So Maha, your undergrad, what was your undergrad in? Your undergrad degree? Psychology. So we were chatting about it, and she's like, let's talk about love languages. I'm like, okay. But I think we're going to need to come up with some ideas. If we wanted to talk about love languages for an assignment at college, I think we're going to have to find out, are they scientific? Is there research on love languages? And what does scientific mean? Meaning, like, it can be proven. It happens time and time again. If something's scientific, it's because you can duplicate it, right? If you water the plant, it grows. If you don't give a plant any water, it dies. That is replicatable. It's scientific, right? So psychology is a science, right? Well, it's a social science, but it's still a science. Okay, but we see when we study psychology, and Maha, correct me, or add in. You're talking about patterns of behavior. Is that right? More or less?
Yes, correct.
Okay. So love languages, are they scientific? My first thought was like, well, first of all, we should look up and what are the love languages. And if you want to throw in the chat what your love language is, put it in there.
I want to know you guys' too. What are yours?
How do we know? We're going too fast here. We're approaching this as academics. We need to know what our love language is. You can't just say, what is your love language? Where do we start? Don't we have to define what define what a love language is, right? What is it? What are we talking about here?
Okay, the 5 love languages. What are the 5? What are the 5 major love languages? Words about
students in the chat. Tell us your definition from your frame of reference. What's a love language? And if you don't know, put in the letters IDK because IDK also. I don't know.
So, this is the Google AI basically. This is healthline.com. I don't know about a .com.
Although Healthline's good.
Blah, blah, blah.
Click on Healthline, Nicole. Let's take a look because we're going to get a good author and then we're probably going to get reviewed by. Let's take a look and let's see what that looks like. And to my point, if you look on the right-hand side, we see the author's picture. That's awesome. Medically reviewed by Lori. Lori has a doctorate in psychology. And then it was written by this other person. So 2 people are on there and we see a date. It's in a good range. It's okay. But what are the love languages? Okay, what do we got? What do we got here?
Blah,
What's
blah,
a love
blah.
language? Yeah, blah. This is how librarians read, students. Blah, 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 blah. Scroll, scroll,
how
blah.
You and a partner like to receive and express love could lead to more thoughtful connections and a healthy relationship.
It keeps going down.
So I did a little pre-research. Oh, here it is. And they do cite this, although they don't link to it because it is from a book that probably is not available online, or you need to have like a login to view it online. Like you need to have some kind of access to it.
30 years. That book was 30 years before 2022. So, okay.
Marriage counselor Dr. Gary Chapman out. And my pre-research, what I saw, and this is a factor in. He, as a Christian, he was a pastor. And so he wrote this book, like in his pastoral duties, he, counseled couples on getting married and how to approach the relationship, how to approach the marriage. Now that might factor in. If you want to study love languages, you should know the provenance of where they come from. And maybe if this person is, if he's Christian and a Christian pastor, that might affect how you view or take, again, we'd have to go to his book and find out, did he do scientific research to establish these love languages, or are they just based on his experiences with counseling married couples? So, all right. So back to the screen share. Let's take a look at more of this.
Real quick, Nicole, Kirsten brings up a good point. She has 2, quality time and words. Can I have more than one? Is it solamente uno? Is it one language only? What are the parameters for my love language? Can it be love languages? Uh-oh,
right,
so somebody
Maha,
else has something.
Yes.
Maha, did these check out? Is this generally...
Words of affirmation, quality time, physical touch, acts of service, and receiving gifts. Yes, I think those are the 5 main ones that are usually talked about.
Okay.
Yes. And a lot of the ones can enter the different types of love languages.
Ooh. So there's comorbidity here. They can trip into the others. You can have let's see what the chart looks like. All right, Kirsten, you want all the love languages. Got it. We got you. I don't know if we're handing out love languages today, Nicole, but I think I'm just handing them out.
Listen, Ross is down there providing active service at the information services desk. Ross, is acts of service your love language?
Thanks, Alexis.
Okay.
Oh, right. There we go. The mime has spoken with his silent nod.
Okay, so here's a chart. Okay.
Words of affirmation.
And we're going on to
okay, so hearing I love you often, those are words of affirmation. So basically I would deduce that to compliments. If you compliment me, that's my love language. So that means that's what I want to hear.
Reassurance can also fall in that category a little bit, with words. Just this
is something Maha says to me every day. Scroll up, Nicole. It says, our friendship is really important to me. She says that to me every day. And then she says, you know what, Jason? I'm so proud of you. And she's laughing because those are lies. Those are falsehoods.
Okay, so
quality
all right,
time.
so we've got this article really digs into, and again, healthline.com. We talk a lot about how .coms are it's like kind of like hit or miss. You may or may not want to trust them. You really have to like sniff it out a little bit extra. Okay, Brianna says you can have all 5 in order of preference. Wow, this is getting like complicated. It sounds like science because it's like a tangled web, right?
There's so many different parts to this. It's like psychological, there's neuroscience, there's attachment theory, there's culture, all of those factors into the 5 languages.
Okay. So
okay,
again,
but is it a science? That's our thesis. That's our topic question, right?
Yeah.
That's what we're trying to figure out.
Okay.
Is it scientific?
Okay. All right. So, look, here's a .edu. A lot of times we talk about if we're going to a web search to start, a .edu might be more reliable for a lot of information needs versus a .com. But not necessarily. We just have to sniff out every situation. We're doing a lot of sniffing today, right? Okay, so let me click on that link. I'm curious because it mentions psychology, and I know psychology is studied and it's a part of science. It's a social science, but it's still scientific. So let's see how they connect it here. Okay, I'm not going to read this whole thing, but let me read the very top and see if I think this whole thing could help me. Nearly 30 years after its original debut, blah, 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 highly discussed and circulated in academic and interpersonal circles alike. Dissects the principles. Readers and psychologists are in agreement that the qualitative research collected from over 30 years of marriage counseling points to useful, practical applications from which we can all benefit.
Right, and that's qualitative. That's not quantitative. The difference being quantitative with the N in it, that's going to be the numbers, right? That's the clear-cut data, right? How much do you have in your bank account? That's quantitative. If you have qualitative, you go, oh, I'm broke, when you really may just have like $500, right? So back to this, Nicole, there's years and years and years of qualitative. So what are those interviews? They're looking at people, they're getting these questions or whatever. So they're cobbling that together. But maybe I'm a little skeptic on this one. I don't know if this is really scientific. I'm not sure.
Okay. Well, we can always go to the library databases and see if we can find something about love languages in here. So,
and students in the chat, how would you evaluate these sources? How would you know? How would you deduce that it's going to be a factual source? What do you look for? Go ahead and put it in the chat. And if you're not sure, go ahead and put "I'm not sure" in the chat. That's what we're trying to learn together today. Back to you, Nicole.
Based on this, the information on this article from the web, I feel like we are going to find something in the databases. This was published in 2021 and updated just this year. So,
and the problem I have, Nicole, can you spot the problem?
Mihi,
can you spot the problem? Who is the author?
A staff member.
Oh, staff member. Oh, I've heard of staff member. You know, that famous scientist staff member? Oh, with all their degrees. Oh, at least Jason, they have references. I see the references.
Maybe there's references down here.
I do see the references. I
Wait,
do.
What are the references? The Huffington Post?
Where's the link?
Huffington?
Where's the link?
I ain't got no link right here.
Where's the link for number 2? Where's the link for number? Oh, I do see.
This is the OG book. The
okay,
original.
That's the one, chap.
Okay, but then that's like we're in an echo chamber a little bit, right? Like who else? Like again, science. Multiple scientists can affirm the information and duplicate getting the results of the study or can affirm the pattern of behavior, right? If we're referencing the original book of the guy whose idea it was of the 5 love languages, okay, that's a source, but we need more than him to tell us, to affirm that it's scientific or that it's valid, right?
Oh, and since we're talking about evaluation, let's keep it there. Which citation format, students, are these references in? Are they APA, MLA, or IDK?
Pop quiz.
Pop quiz. MLA, APA, IDK, or maybe it's IDC. I don't know.
The science of interpersonal touch. Physical touch was one of the love languages, Maha?
Yeah.
Yes.
That's for sure.
Okay, so here's interpersonal touch is studied in neuroscience. Maha, you mentioned neuroscience and bio behavioral reviews. So intimate touch, as far as like one of the love languages, this is connecting it to an aspect of science that interpersonal touch is studied scientifically. So there's one science link. It's not just not like made up things, but things like anyway, we're getting deeper into it. Okay, I like it.
We got one response here. Nabeste, no, unfortunately, what you're looking at is APA. That is the American Psychological Association. And how do I know? It's because you don't use the full first name. You see how they're all the first letter? So it's Advani, comma, P, period. That would be an APA, but good try. Thank you for trying.
Is that so that like the gender identity could be like, it doesn't like get in the way of someone presuming like, oh, like I wouldn't listen to what a guy would say.
God, I didn't think about that.
That's correct. There's no bias. So the APA does not use any first names, but for your MLA, always put the first name of the author. And please, for our new viewers who are watching, Nicole, we have 33 views. That means 475 trillion people are watching.
Oh,
please
wow.
put your full name
Numbers
and the
are
name
up.
of your IDS professor into the chat. Back to you.
Okay. So yeah, Scientific American, again, Jason mentioned there's very few links out. That's one of the ways. Okay. What is
A for effort, Nabeste.
Blah, blah, blah. Okay.
Nabetsi. Am I saying that right? Wait, let's get it. I want to make sure I'm saying that. Is that Nabetsi? Nabetsi?
Nabetsi.
Ah, shucks.
Okay. Thanks, Nabetsi.
So we've started on the web just to get some ideas, to get our bearings. Ross, is it still busy down there? Are you still on chat?
He's a modest mime.
What? If you want to chat, I know some of you are on live chat with us, but you can chat 24 hours a day with a librarian, not Ross. Even though his acts of service is his love language, we don't make him work 24 hours a day. But where is this thing?
And going back just a little bit in the chat for some of you who are putting in there, yes, you want to look at the web domain, a .edu, a .gov. The .coms are going to be very difficult to evaluate. However, if you find a lot of medical websites, like we looked at Healthline and Medline, some of these that has the author and then reviewed by, if they show their picture, that's good. If they deliver their email for a follow-up, this is a scholastic conversation. These are all telltale signs of getting good quality information. Just remember, if you have a toothache and your neighbor comes over and goes, hey, I have a pair of pliers, I can take that tooth out for you, they're not a dentist. You do not want that person to help you, even though they might be able to do it. No, you want a credible, reliable source. So always evaluate the source. Who wrote it? And then when was it written? Those are the first kind of touch points that you really want to start with.
So in some of my pre-research, I noticed, obviously, like a lot of topics that anyone cares about, there's a lot of lots of different types of people with different types of experiences telling their opinion, which opinions are someone's thoughts based on facts, but opinions aren't facts. But opinions are based on facts. So there's lots of people with different experiences talking about their opinions on love languages. Are they valuable? Are they real? Whatever it may be. Maha, I'm curious, have you noticed, and I noticed lots of creators talking about who cares if they're scientific or if they're real or whatever, but if love languages help people have stronger relationships or feel better about their relationship connections, then it's valuable, and that stands on its own. Never mind if we can find it in the academic research, which we're going to find out in a minute. Mm-hmm. So Maha, my question for you, taking a long time, and I can't talk today, like every day I can't talk. How have you felt that love languages have improved your relationships? Thank you. Improved your relationships or benefited relationships, your anecdotal opinion based on facts. How has it changed your life for the better?
Well, I think love languages, they're very like a really good basis starter point for like just like an open and vulnerable communication line. Like it helps you understand, I don't know, whoever, partner, your family, friends, you kind of understand like how they feel appreciated, how they feel loved, and like the same the other way, like how you would want to be treated and how you feel appreciated. And from what I know, it does, as I said, take into like, neuroscience and psychology and like where you grew up and like the type of attachment style you have because of that. There's all these types of attachment styles like secure, anxious, avoidant. So you kind of really get to know that. That's why I truly do believe that there's some sort of truth within it. Yeah.
Who are those people? What were they screaming
one out of the
for?
park.
The tennis and a brain.
Ah.
Nicole, maybe we can go to
Knock
one of
one
those
out of the park.
medical databases. Maybe something
Medical
like
or
PubMed
psychological?
we've done psychological. Let's look at medical and see if there's anything, because they're not going to exclude the brain. It's not just going to be the body, but or let's just put something in. So we're looking at the library website, seminolestate.edu/library, and let's put love language in there, and let's see what comes up. And students, if you could pop open a new tab on your browser there and do the same search, and let's take a look. We're going to want to look at the filters on the left-hand side to help us narrow down what we're looking for. But what comes up in the initial search?
A lot of results.
Okay, there's this Gary Chapman. That's the Gary Chapman again. That's the same dude. That's the original guy who, again, if he's making millions of dollars on something he created, I don't really.
That's a conflict of interest or a bias we're seeing there. Not saying if you say that someone there's a conflict of interest or a bias, it doesn't mean evil, horrible, bad, nefarious. It just means that they have a certain viewpoint, and if you have to look at the other viewpoint. So we're, just to make that point.
So check this out, students. We got 62,000 plus results. Nicole,
much.
let's click on peer reviewed.
I'm trying to find out science. Yeah, I'm
let's
clicking on
narrow
peer
it down.
reviewed. That's gonna pull from the databases.
Here we go. Now take a look back at some of these citations here, friends. When you have multiple authors on there, that's a good sign. When you have a volume number and an issue number, you know that that's going to be an academic journal. And you also see the icons on there, peer reviewed, open access. These are good telltale signs of like, hey, I'm able to spot that this is a good, credible, reliable source, and it came from the library databases, so you know already, yeah, good to go.
We're finding out in real time that lemurs apparently have love languages.
Oh, is that for actual? That's a lemur, like an actual? Because that came up as number 3. We didn't specify human love language or animal love language, but technically aren't humans animal? I'm a little confused.
I clicked on the title of this article, and if I scroll down, it might tell me a description, but like, there's not much of a description. If I wanted to view this article or another article, students, you will see when you get to this point in our library catalog that you usually have multiple choices, like multiple different links for that article. So I could just pick one, whatever one looks good, or I could just skip down to the third one just to be crazy.
Well, maybe if we go back and we add another word. Oh, human. Okay, the male.
And this is what an article would look like in the database if you haven't accessed one already at Seminole State or anywhere else. We have different databases. They look a little bit different, but they all kind of work the same. And
this is a good example too. It's 11:59. Your assignment's due at midnight. You just type love language into the computer, into the library database, and then you go, oh, I'm just going to throw this in. But this is for lemurs. I believe our assignment probably leans towards human beings. So maybe we have to add the word human, Nicole, back to our previous search.
By the way,
lemurs came up number 3 out of 68,000 results. I don't know why that's so prevalent.
But look, if I suddenly become interested in lemurs' love languages, like I think that's happening, guys.
You might.
I can look over on the right-hand side and find more articles like this one that I clicked on.
I don't know why they're writing all these articles. Who's asking for all this information on the lemur love language? The
I don't know,
LLL.
but did you know that someone has studied? Wait, this is CNN. Male lemurs use stink flirting.
Oh, now we're gone. That's a whole new information need.
Enter that.
Somebody make a banner.
Lexicon.
Nicole, make a banner. Stink flirting. Make a banner for that.
I'll make it later.
Okay.
All right. So we want to go back. Jason's like, well, dial it back. We're not talking about lemurs. We're talking about people.
Now watch when we add one more keyword here, students. Let's go up there and we're going to drop it down. Let's do human or human beings or people. Something like that. We can always use synonyms. We just dropped it like it's hot from 68,000 down to 40 something. And now we're going to go down to what? 3,000? Okay, 6,000. Humans in love are singing birds. Okay, brain activity. So yes, the brain built upon love, architectural longing, ethics and aesthetics. That looks okay. That's a book. Okay, human biology. We've lost it.
You know what we need to do? We know what we need to do. We need to put, sometimes this matters, sometimes it doesn't. You just have to play with it.
What about like the specific access service?
Yeah,
now we're down to 11. Now we're down to 11.
Because I put the parentheses, quotation marks around love languages, so it searches that phrase. I could even, it might change it if I take off the S.
So here we go. No, if you go back. All right, students, here we go. If you go back, click back, Nicole.
What do you want? The list
One back page. Yeah, it was the medical journal where they were actually talking about Chapman's love languages. That's the one. This is
Right
the one
here?
that I would look at. Number one,
Okay.
the distribution of Chapman's love languages in couples, an exploratory cluster analysis by Bland, McQueen, Sexton. We have 3 different authors, 2018, volume number, issue number. It's from the Journal of Couple and Family Psychology. After 26 minutes of searching and gabbing and joking around, this is the one I think I would drill down on.
I don't know what cluster analysis is. That's got to be a scientific term. That's got to be a.
I think it's a bunch of different couples. I think it's a bunch of different couples, and they ask them kind of like what you were saying before, different races, different ages, different ethnicities, and I think they're going to drill down and present their findings. No lemurs. That's stink flirting.
Stink flirting.
Where's the banner? Get that out there. And then, by the way, folks, if you wanted to access this, you would click. You see there, click for full text on the EBSCO host. That's how you would access this, and it looks as an online article.
One is enough.
And we could probably just read the abstract and see what this is, as long as we're here.
Yeah. Oh, come on. I am signed in. Oh, thank you. There we go. Okay.
Okay, you see how this looks, ladies and gentlemen? Do you see how this looks? This looks pretty proper, right? Upper left-hand corner, American Psychological Association. That when you're looking earlier, I said, how do you evaluate for information? This is what it should look like. Do you notice both of the authors have university under their names? Don't you think that adds to the credibility? Yes, I do. Awesome. Good answer.
All right, watch me. I'm going to pull the permalink because that's the link that never fails. Do not copy URLs to save your articles, students. Copy permalinks, or sometimes it's just like the link, but permalink. Okay, I'm gonna copy. And I'm gonna try to paste it in the comments. And if y'all wanna like access this article, whoop, there we go.
Jeff Nelson's got some jokes
Gotta be
in the
signed
chat.
in.
Okay. What face is that? What faces are these? We're getting emoji faces. Everyone put an emoji face in. I don't know. I think it was on stink flirting. I think we lost our audience on stink flirting. Everyone had the giggles, including Maha. All right. So as we're wrapping up here, what's our takeaway? What did you learn here in the chat? Give us something you learned in the chat, and I tell you, we'll provide you with the link for your Raider Connect attendance today. What was your main takeaway? Don't just put one word. Give us a little bit of a sentence. We went over evaluating. We went over academic journals. We went over the library databases. We went over seminolestate.edu/library. We talked about credibility and reliability. If there's an author, a date, multiple authors, if they're from a university, try to synthesize what I'm talking about in there. Nicole, we have 35 eyeballs. That's 475 trillion watchers. This is great.
That's amazing. You know,
it's fantastic. There's no inflation.
YouTube,
no inflation here. 35 is 17 trillion. But what did you learn in the chat? And then I'll find you a credit link here.
I'm kind of convinced that they are scientific, and I feel like here's a what's the word? I think that this guy Chapman, even if he wasn't technically doing a scientific study, he basically stumbled upon data that is scientific because after 30 years of seeing the same patterns in couples, he identified ways that they link up and like express love and return love. So I feel like I don't know, Jason, what?
Nicole, if you said, Jason, you know, that's a great shirt. Jason, you look awesome. Aren't I going to be like, yes, that's my love language. Like, why would I, if somebody came up, if, there was a partner and somebody was like, hey, holding your hand or something, nice and sweet. Why would somebody be like, oh, get away. That's not one of my 5 love languages. Like, you see what I'm saying? It's a little...
No, but it's not about that. It's like you should hold a hand, do whatever you need, but also like reciprocate the person's what they like. Maybe they don't like holding hands. Maybe they like, I don't know.
So we have correct. So we have not gotten into who the sender or the receiver is. We're just talking in general. So we could, even though the show's wrapping up, we could keep going, right? Mm-hmm. To your point, if somebody's like, "Oh, I love holding hands," and someone's like, "Oh, the worst thing in the world is having my hand held," those two probably aren't a match. Wouldn't you agree?
Or maybe they can lock hands instead.
Or maybe they can get somebody else in the middle and they hold that person. I don't know. I don't know where this is going.
Hugging is controversial. Ross, do you like hugs? I already knew.
No, Ross is not. Hold on. Yeah. We got to extend a little bit here. We're getting some good feedback here. Oh. Okay.
Yes. Nice. Someone is paying attention. Thank you.
Nice.
I love it. Okay.
Yes. Yes, use the filters on the left-hand
Okay,
side.
people
You
are
can use
dialed
this
in, and I'm
anywhere.
happy about it.
Yes. This person,
People are dialed in.
this person's crying. Okay, are those tears of laughter? I
It's
hope
no,
those are
no.
tears
I
of
think that's a
laughter.
laughing cry. What is that?
Okay.
Is that a
I
laughing
don't
cry?
know.
Oh. Okay. Awesome. It's so nice to spend this time together. I don't know. What is my love language is
Well, we only showed it halfway. Let's pop it back up
look,
really quick.
I want to focus on I'm going to research stink flirting because now I have to know what it is.
Maybe that's next episode. Put in the chat
Next
Y or
episode.
N. Should our next
Yeah,
episode be about stink flirting,
Sure. Do you
students?
want to
I
learn
don't know.
more
It's
about
so
stink
weird.
flirting? I didn't know
So
it was a thing
weird.
until I saw it in the database today.
Hey, is there anybody watching whose career pathway is to research lemurs' love languages? I mean, that sounds like it's not even a made up.
We might have
Is that
changed someone's
real?
life today. I know it. My life's changed.
I think we did.
Okay.
Hold up.
All
More
right,
people
we
are
got the
coming
link
Nicole.
in there. Oh,
Yes. Oh, I haven't dropped
Okay.
the link. I was still
All
getting
right.
all these good comments. Keep it going. Remember, folks, this is recorded. It'll be on our YouTube channel, so you could watch it again. And because Nabetsi says so, we might have to strongly consider having that in there. Okay, so here's what you're gonna do.
Okay. What are we
You're gonna
do?
click this. You're gonna click this link once. It's in the chat and it's here on the screen. Boom. That's for today. I can see in real time who's logged in.
Oh,
if you
I
have
have
any
a-
questions, yeah. What do you have?
Sorry. I'm like stream of consciousness today. I have a
live
script
stream of
to leave.
consciousness.
Yeah, and I can't find it now. Oh, here
I
it
think
is.
you've memorized it. There's no research
No
question too
way.
big, too small. Oh,
Yeah, you know it. Okay, thank you for joining us today. Remember, we are librarians. We are here to assist you with research, citations, and information needs. There's no question too big, no question too,
small.
no question too weird. We want to hear it.
All the time.
All the time
Oh,
in your
okay.
voice,
Every
but with your
minute.
mouth.
Every
We can
second.
save you time, stress. Why
flirting.
haven't we heard from you yet? Yes. Like, share, subscribe, watch us again. 24/7 library chat is available on our website, so never hesitate to reach out. We will see you next time, y'all.
Click the link, students. You need to click the link to get the Raider attendance,
Oh, yes.
Raider
Click the
Connect
link.
attendance. Click it.
Click it.
Click.
Click it good.
Okay. Thanks, everyone. We'll see you in the library. Bye.
All right. Bye.